Hi, my name is Oren, and I like falafel. I've had it pretty much my whole life. Um, I'm Israeli, and every time I go to visit my family in Israel, I I go eat falafel. It's one of the main things I go there for, other than family, of course. I go there to see family and friends and eat the food. The food is just so amazing in the Middle East. The falafel is amazing, and I make sure to stop by at least one time every trip. Um, there's this one place in particular. It's called Falafel Hanasi. Translates to the president's falafel, and that's the best place. It's a small chain. There's one location next to my great grandma's house, and another next to my grandparents on my dad's side's house. Um, and so it's very convenient and it's delicious. It's the best place. The falafel is just fried to perfection. When it's fried right, it doesn't absorb all the oil. It just becomes perfectly crunchy on the outside, nice and smooth on the inside. Um, and then those big falafel balls are stuffed into warm, fresh pita bread with lots of salad and hummus and tahini. Um, and and it's just this big meal in a sandwich, and there's no other way to put it. It's the ultimate handheld food. you know it's like the Middle Eastern burrito almost. It's just so ubiquitous. I think my dual identity is a really important part of who I am. Having been born in Israel but moved here at a really young age, and retaining those two parts of me, those two cultures as one is really something that's pretty difficult to do. And one of the ways that I try to do that and kind of stay connected to my roots is through food. And the falafel is a big part of that. I see it as kind of the base. It's the national food of Israel, pretty much. And so eating falafel, both the delicious fresh falafel over there and whatever I can get over here, helps me stay connected. I remember about 5 years or so ago, Trader Joe's started stocking falafel in their stores, and that was a big step because Americans didn't know about falafel. It wasn't something that existed here, and so having that be introduced and kind of seeing that culture spread really brought me a lot of joy. And of course, I've been buying Trader Joe's falafel since then, because it's very difficult to make. You have to get the mix just right, get it the right consistency, have a good recipe to start with, and then fry it, and it makes a big mess. So buying it really is convenient. And the Trader Joe's falafel is not bad, nothing compared to what we have in Israel, but it's good. I still remember over a decade ago, maybe 10 or 12 years ago, when nobody knew about hummus. It was not really a thing in America. And then, stores started importing it, bringing it over. And now, hummus is a big part of American culture too. It's finger food. People buy pita chips and hummus for parties, and everybody eats it. And it's really amazing that that's happened. And I think falafel is spreading in the same way. The best falafel I ever had was actually not because it was from Falafel Hanasi. It was from some random spot by the road. There are little falafel spots everywhere, but it was the best because of who I enjoyed it with. It was last summer. I was on a group trip to Israel with something called Birthright. It's a program that allows Israelis and Jews from around the world to kind of go back to Israel as tourists and explore the country. And I went with this group of people from all over the world, and we were driving, for hours along the road from one side of the country to the other. There's a big desert in the middle, and we had to stop for food. And we stopped at the falafel place by the side of the highway, and I got to watch these people experience falafel for the first time, and it was amazing. The falafel was delicious, and the company was incredible, and I just have that one memory that stuck out to me from that trip of sitting and eating falafel with 20 or 30 newfound friends that I just met, and we're already super close. One thing I find really cool about falafel is how cheap it is and how healthy it is. There are falafel spots all over the country of Israel. More falafel eateries than there are McDonald's and Starbucks combined around here. And it's super cheap. It costs almost nothing. A falafel sandwich is, $4-5 max. And food in Israel is not cheap usually. Most food is actually relatively expensive in Israel, but falafel is not. It's super accessible to everyone. And it's full of salad, it's full of veggies. If you fry it right, it doesn't absorb a lot of oil. It has lots of protein. It's made with chickpeas, the tahini, seeds and nuts, and all of this is in there. And it's a complete meal, essentially. And it's definitely healthier than a McDonald's burger. That health in my family and to me is particularly important. And so when I'm in America, I don't eat fast food. I avoid it as much as possible. I haven't been to McDonald's in years, Burger King, Wendy's, whatever. I avoid it like the plague. And it's kind of nice when I'm in Israel to be able to relax a little bit and, get some fast food and know that it's actually pretty healthy, relatively. Just yesterday, I was actually talking with my grandparents over the phone. And my great-grandmother, who's 97 years old, was eating falafel yesterday. Just kind of a fun fact. We were talking about this, and she mentioned that even at 97 years old, she still loves falafel, and I think that's great. So that's my food story. Thank you very much.